Hey guys, and welcome to this week's Cloud Gaming Roundup. So not a huge amount going on, but there's a few little bombshells in there that are definitely worthwhile discussing this week. So first out, let's get Microsoft xCloud out of the way because there's not really a huge amount happening there. But the big news is that Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is now available to play. So if you are signed up through Game Pass Ultimate, you'll also be able to play it on your PC, your console, and obviously through streaming as well. It definitely seems like a game that's worthwhile checking out. It got some really good reviews and it looks like a ton of fun, so we'll be sure to check that one out. Moving across onto GeForce Now, and they didn't really do too much in terms of games that you'll be able to play this week. However, we will pop some of them up on screen as well, just so you can have a browse through those and see if there's anything in there that you like the look of. Let us know, is there anything on that list that's currently on the screen that you're going to be playing? If so, let us know down in the comments and why it's worthwhile playing as well, because there's nothing that really stood out to us. We'll just wonder if we're maybe missing a trick. However, the big news for GeForce Now comes that the 3080 tier has finally moved across onto a monthly subscription. So rather than like I think it's the $99.99 per every 6 months that you had to pay that up front, you can now get into this for $19.99 per month. Now hopefully this makes it a little bit easier for people to get in on this and at least give it a try. Beforehand, committing to that 6 months and paying like the $100 up front for it was a relatively big commitment, I suppose. It was a big cost if you haven't tried cloud gaming already. However, this now gives people that choice to actually be able to try it out for a month, see how it goes for them, see if the library of games that they want to play is available for them, and just see how well it performs on things like their internet connection and everything else. In our opinion, it's a big win. It still seems pretty pricey at the end of the day. You're still going to be paying like $240 per year to be able to use this tier, and whether or not that value proposition is there, I guess that's down to the user, but at least it's now available on the monthly package. So that's it for GeForce Now, but moving across onto Stadia, and there were some pretty big things. So first up, let's talk about some of the games that are coming across. Now, we've got Overcooked All You Can Eat coming in April. Now, I love the sound of All You Can Eat. It's something that really gets me going. I do like a good bit of food, but this is a great game for all of those who like this sort of like cooking simulators and everything else. It looks like a lot of fun and should definitely fit nicely in with Stadia. Oddly, that wasn't the only games announcements for Google Stadia, who seem to actually be announcing a few games coming across to the service, even if some are relatively old. We've got Cities Skylines, which has been now confirmed for Stadia, and this one should definitely be a good fit. I've always really liked the SimCity type management stuff. This will definitely be a really good fit for Stadia, especially if it supports direct input. There's also a couple more games that are going to be coming across to Stadia. So Those Who Remain has been rated for Stadia, but with no further information. Got Golf with Your Friends, although I've got it as Gold with Your Friends written here, so that's a bit random. So yeah, Golf with Your Friends is arriving in April, and we're going to be seeing Mad Streets coming on March 15th as well. So a decent little lineup that's coming across onto Google Stadia. Fingers crossed they will keep this coming in the future. Now, the big news for Google Stadia is they're having the developers conference, I believe it's next week. And the news coming out is that there's going to be a Windows emulator that's going to be coming across onto things like the Linux platform that Google are using for their back-end stuff. A lot of the talk around this is it should make it much easier for obviously developers to bring their games across and do basically nothing to make sure it works on the likes of Google Stadia. If this is the case, this could be absolutely massive news and really kind of jumpstart some developers coming across. Obviously, there is all the chance in the world that this isn't necessarily just for Google Stadia, and it's more for things like Chrome OS and everything else that Google has running in the back end. It makes a lot of sense for them to put a decent investment into it and make it work. There's also the chance that they're going to be using it for their whitelisted services as well. So that way, if somebody signs up and takes on board the whitelisting service, they don't have to go through all the hassle of getting partners to port the games across to it. They'll just be able to run it, and it might never see the light of day on Stadia, but who knows? Hopefully we will find out next week. If this is the case, and we're going to start seeing Windows games be compatible pretty much off the bat through Google Stadia, then it could be a very interesting next few months. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you excited for this? Are you just dubious? Are you not too sure what's actually going to be happening with it? I guess at the end of the day, until Google comes out and actually announce something that's going to work specifically for Stadia, and we also see developers getting on board with this and publishers getting on board with it as well, because they can announce all the tools in the world, but if people don't get on board, it's not going to make any difference. So let's see what happens next week. So that's it for our Cloud Gaming News Roundup. Some really interesting stuff there. Nice to see the 3080 tier has finally gone across onto monthly, and it'd be really interesting to see what happens with Google Stadia at their announcements like over the next couple of weeks or so. As always, hope you've enjoyed that video. If you have, hit the like and subscribe button. Come along for some more cloud gaming content. We'll see you soon. Bye.